today I'm going to show you how to make this really pretty bow, and obviously this is another translation and it is the Laco for Masura. And again, apologies if I mispronounce that. Like I said, I am absolutely terrible at all languages including my own, but the closest translation to that I can come across is referring to a beauty bow. So we're going to call this one a beauty bow just to make it a little bit easier for me. So this is a look, and obviously it's got a base bow and the main part of the bow, and the trickiest bit of this bit is making sure you start one bit left and one bit right. So we're going to start that process now just so we can see where it goes and we're not to confuse people. And if you need any more help or advice when you're making these bows, I have a Facebook group and a Facebook page which are linked below. If you need any help, pop in there and I'll answer any questions or anything like that. And I've also been adding in pitch tutorials, so if you're a visual learner like I am, you can have a look at the pictures and make sure that the steps that you've done match up mine, and like I said, work that way as well, so you don't have to watch the video over and over if you don't want to. So this is 1.5-inch ribbon, and it is 4 pieces times 32 centimeters for the main part of the bow, and 1 piece of 55 centimeters for the base bow. And I have used a 5-inch template to wrap my base bow round to make that bit, but you can make them free-handed depending on what you personally prefer. So this is a bow, and what I've already got done is I have layered my plain ribbon with my pattern, so it's laid on top, and I have heat sealed my pieces together like so. Pinch on all 4 ends so that they are joined together like this, and this just holds the ribbon in place and stops it slipping a little bit so that you don't see this white on the back of the plain ribbon. The other thing that I have already done is I've already got my pins in place, and you'll see I've done them opposite. So on this side we're pinned in this way, and this is 11.5 centimeters. So there you go, 11.5. So this way up, we pinned it this way, and then on the opposite side, again, we're pinned in that 11.5 centimeters, and then on this one, the top layer is 11.5 in, and the bottom pin is 11.5 in. So it's opposite way round, because like this is the left and right part of the bow shape that we need to get right. Otherwise, like I said, the shape of the bow doesn't quite balance as it should. So if you take your pieces like this with this pin out and these pins in, what you do is you take these pin heads. What you want to do is you join them this way like this, then you take these ones, excuse me a second. Yep, so there you go. So from there, pins like this, and as you can see, we've got the V that goes out this way, we've got the V that goes out that way, but they're opposite directions. Okay, and when you're happy with where they fall, and like I said, it should be this deeper point, take a third pin and pin that in place at your triangle, and then you can move these pins out. What I am going to do though, I'm just going to move that edge over. Don't like seeing that white. There we go. And then same here, just make sure that that's all lined up. Pop your pin in like so. Take these ones out. So like I said, this is what you should have. These deep V's with the colour this side over this side, and the colour over to this side. Okay, and then we are going to start with this side, and you always take the colour that is over. So this is underneath, this is the one that's over. You want to take that round. And what you want to do, sorry, excuse me, that. You want this at an angle, so from where your point is, you want this to cross over there. Once you've got everything in place, you can pin that there. And this is your first fold. Then you take this one. We want to use this edge as a guide. And again, as you can see, you've got roughly the same shape. And what you'll notice, if you've got it lined up right, is from the point where we started our triangle to where our triangle dip here is, they all line up. So if you've done it right, that is what you're looking for. Okay, so we take this one underneath, okay, and then we can clip that in place. We want to take this one over, like so, and this is what your back will look like, and this is what the front will look like. Okay, so as you can see the green, the pattern, the green, the pattern. Does that make sense? And then we repeat this side, and like I said, we start the top layer. So we fold that round, and as I said, you sort of line that up with the point here, and then cross that over against that edge and check it's correct and all lined up by making sure it's in alignment with this bit. Okay, and then we can take this one under, because that's the bottom, and we take this one over to the point, clip in place, and clip in place. Now what you'll see is these both look the same, only opposite. So this is facing the left, this one's facing the right, and again I struggle with my left and right, so if I've done it the wrong way round, apologies. But yeah, this one should be facing this way, this one this way, and again, just so you can see, this is what the back of your bow will look like if you've got it all right. Okay, now for our stitches, and again, the stitches on this one are very important because it gathers them together nicely. So we always start from the bottom, and I'm going to do this in two pieces rather than my normal cinch, because it doesn't sit very well if it's cinched rather than done in the two pieces. So from above, always, I will do the stitches, and then I will show you the count once I'm done. Just shorten that. Try and get them nice and even where you can. And your sixth stitch on this side, because we're going to do 6, should be coming up through this layer, through all your triangle this side, and then your first stitch in this side should be coming through this layer and through the triangles, tip the opposite side. Move the clips once everything's in place. 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and like I said, that 6th one is over, and then we start the first stitch on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is 12 in total. And as you can see, in 1, 2, out, in 1, 2, out, and on the other side you should have 3 on each. So 3 here, 2 over this one, and the third one should be just going over in through that first side of the triangle point. Okay, once you're happy with everything, you can cinch, and I always use double threaded extra strength Gutermann thread and a 7cm sharp darning needle, because they're good for these, because obviously these layers are quite thick and you want something that's going to go through that easily, and you want something that you can cinch nicely and get it nice and tight without it snapping. And cotton thread 100% snaps when you try to do this, so like I said, stick with polyester or upholstery and stronger strength ones. So I go back through, directly back on my stitch marks because we don't want them too far out, and do that once, and then we're going to do it again just to get a nice squared edge. And just so you know, any of the bows that I make, I tend to do the cinch circle method, which is where I go straight into the next piece and do it as a circle. Any of them that I make like this, you can make this way instead if you're more comfortable and confident with that. You can even make them like this and glue if you're sure that your glue is going to hold and not separate. I'm more into whatever works best for you rather than giving you like, you must do it this way type advice. I'm just going to stitch that off in the back, nice and secure. Don't want it popping open. There we go. So that's piece 1, and this is the front, and this is what it looks on the back. Okay, and we're going to repeat the exact same with the other side, and always do your stitching identical. So if you've done the stitches that I've mentioned on this side, you must always do the exact same on the other side. If you're not doing that and your bows are ever not turning out quite like the tutorials you're making, that's probably one of the biggest places that that'll be the issue. Okay, so again, from above, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up through those triangles, 1 down into those triangles, take your clips off, and again, as you can see, in, 1, 2 over, 1, 2 out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 12 in total. 3 here, 3 here, with that one going directly over the first triangle point. Okay. And again, once you're happy, take your pin out and cinch, and you should have 3 creases based around that triangle point, and if that's what you've got, you've done it right. Okay, so cinch it nice and tight, and like I said, go back through, not directly on that stitch mark, but as close to it as you can manage. Go through all your layers. Like I said, use your desk if you need to get through. Once, again, make sure it's all nicely squared off. Go back through again. Like so. And then I just stitch off a little in the back of the side. 1, 2. I'll leave it like that because we'll use that to join them together. But there you go. So that's one side, That's the opposite side, and as you can see they sort of join up nicely like so. And I'm going to use that extra thread and through the centre of the triangle here, come up through there. Give me 1 second. And then through the other triangle this side, again as close to the edge as you can. Go over there, pull through, make sure they stay the right way up. And then again from beneath, I'm going to go through a good couple of times. I normally do at least 3 or 4. But what you need to do is you need to stay very, very close to the centre, because we don't want, when we wrap our 9mm, we don't want to see any of this stitching. But like I said, if you wanted to take glue and glue, that's entirely up to you. This is just my personal way of doing it. Okay, just a couple more and then I'll be happy. Like I said, make sure it's nice and tight, and then you can stitch off in the back once you're happy that that's all nice and secure and not going to separate. If you want to add a touch of glue as well, just for extra your extra peace of mind, if you want it, then that's entirely fine. There we go. So that's what you will have, and that is the front, and that is the back. So we're going to put that aside 1 second, and we're going to take our 55 centimetres of ribbon, and this is an optional base bow. You can do your bow just as it is without adding a base. If you want to fancy it up a little bit, this is what you would do. And I'll just show you. That is the look you would get if you added your clip at this point. Okay, so we take our 55 centimetres of 1.5 inch ribbon, and I like to use my template upside down when I do these particular bows. We're going to heat seal this end in the blue bit of the flame so we don't damage the ribbon, just seal it. And what you want to do is at an angle, so you want this just up from where your stitch placement guide is. Okay, I'll take my clip and hold that in place. And this first edge I like to keep right butted against the top of the template. Just holds it better in place than doing it from the other way. Okay, and then we go over here. And what you want is you want this first triangle, you want it centred in the middle of your stitch guide. And we take this, we want to wrap it round just below where that ribbon hits the template. And if we do that, we'll have the 2 clear lines at the back. And then this piece lines up here. I'm just going to heat seal that now, because I think I'm going to say do 58 or even 60, just so you've got something to stitch through in case it moves. Okay, because what you want is you want this triangle and this triangle on the bottom, you want both of them dead centre to that stitch, and this edge you want enough that you can stitch through. Okay, it's better. You want enough of this that you can stitch through all the way through to hold it in place. Okay, I'm just going to get another clip. I am going to use those to hold that in place while I stitch so nothing moves. Okay, and you start from above. 1, 2, mind your clips. There you go. So in, 1, 2, 3, out, and on the back you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, and you should have 2 stitches on each of your 1.5 inch lines of ribbon this. So this is the back and this is the front, and once you're happy you can move your clips. There's all out of the way. You can move your clips. You can slide this off your template. What I'd advise doing is if you put this edge up like this, you can trim that a little bit more and make sure your thread and everything else is out of the way, and reheat seal that bit. There you go. Once you've done that, you should cinch, and you should have 4 in total, 2 on each side. And if you want to do a simple bow without tails, that is how you do it. I refer to them as simple loop bows. Just tie that off in the back, however you personally prefer. And there you go, that is the front, that is the back. And what I'm going to do with this excess thread, I'm going to go back up through the centre of there. Let's make it more centred. There we go, right through the centre. Bring that up, and if you wanted to you could glue instead, it's entirely up to you. So if you wanted to, just glue there on the back of here, or you can thread through like this, straight up through the centre. Line up your bow like so. Take this thread and wrap it all the way around nice and tight, 3 or 4 times until you're confident that it's nice and secure and it's not going to move or anything like that. And then you can stitch off however you like to. There you go. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and like I said, if you do need the extra help, the picture tutorial and the group is there for you if you need it, and it's all linked below in the description, along with all my measurements for the 1.5 inch version, and I've also got the measurements to do it in the 1 inch rubber version, and the method is exactly the same. So as this is a bigger bow, this one is almost 5 inches in total and 3 wide. As it's a little bit bigger, I'm going to use a slightly longer clip, and this is a 55mm. I want to touch glue here, and as you can see I've got the exact same colour in my 9mm for wrapping the centre. Excuse me, that's my metal ruler. Touch of glue just there, place that right on the centre and hold it down a minute nice and firmly. Okay. Heat seal the end of our ribbon. Touch of glue just there. Drop your glue gun. Okay, hold that down a second. And wrap round nice and tight. And this one's quite a deep one. It's about 1.5 centimetres deep, typically on these bows. That's why I like to thread instead of glue, because I think if you add the glue, it makes it a little bit bulkier and deeper. Cut off any excess. Heat seal that. Touch of glue. And wrap your centre. And then I always give them a little bit of a fluff. Like so. And there is your beauty bow. So thank you for watching. Like I said, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye!